Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another figure review, and today we're finally taking a look at the SH Figuarts Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man figure. If you've been to the channel before, then you probably know that I'm a massive Raimi Spider-Man fan. The original films are some of my all-time favourites, and the Toy Biz Raimi movie figures are definitely some of my favourites in the collection, and we've taken a look at the mass majority of those figures here on the channel, so of course I had to pick up the SH Figuarts Tobey Maguire Spider-Man figure, and I've been waiting so patiently for this thing to arrive. Folk all around the world have been getting theirs for what seems like months now, and yeah, I've been waiting, and he's finally arrived a couple days ago. I've been playing around with him a wee bit, and I definitely had to take a closer look at him here on the channel. So we'll jump right into it. I want to take a closer look at this guy. I definitely want to compare him to a lot of the older Toy Biz figures as well as some others. So let's not wait any longer. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of this figure, if you've picked it up yourself. While you're down there, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button. And let's not wait any longer. Let's take a closer look at this SH Figuarts Tobey Maguire Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man figure. So as always, we'll take a closer look at the box the figure comes in. At the top we get SH Figuarts Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. We get the display, a wee write up here, and then a picture of Spider-Man, title, lots of writing down at the bottom. Have no idea what it says, being in a different language. SH Figuarts Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man. Same on this side here, different image down at the bottom, and then on the back we get some different poses that the figure's in and some more writing just down at the bottom and things. And yeah, I was pretty surprised actually at how small the box is. I'd seen the box time and time again, but I didn't expect it to be so slim, and it is a nice wee box, not large at all. Definitely would be nice to fit into the collection if you're keeping it in box, so I'm happy with the packaging, but let's get him out. And so here is our Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man out of the packaging, and as you can see he comes with quite a bit, which is great because as an import figure this is a wee bit more expensive than the normal Marvel Legends and figures alike, so you are paying a wee bit more but you are getting a wee bit more, so all good here. Where to start? Let's go with the hand. So we get a wall crawling open hand, and all these hands seem nicely sculpted. I have had a lot of fun swapping them around. They are a wee bit difficult to swap around, I might look at that later. The pegs are pretty small, so it isn't the same as other figures that I've had. This is my first SH Figuarts figure, and yeah, I don't know if it's like that with all of them, but it is a wee bit of a smaller figure, we'll see that later on. And so when you're swapping the hands about, the pegs are quite small, it can be a bit fidgety, and I think the more you're kind of swapping them around and trying to manoeuvre them, the looser the joints are getting, so it doesn't help. But it's not hard at all, it's easily done, but it's a bit fidgety, that's what I'll say there. But all the hands look good, we get all the hands that we need, flipping hand, wall crawling hand, we even get a pointing hand, which is really cool, something a bit different. They're not just sticking to the standard here, we're getting things that I've not seen before. And talking about that, I've never seen this before. We get this awesome unmasked mask accessory. We of course get this with the Mafex comic figures, but not to this level. Seeing the Raimi mask, all the nicely sculpted details and texturing going on, and the fact that it can actually fit in one of the hands so he can hold it is just a game changer. Like, that is something I've not seen, and it looks awesome. I mean, I'm saying I've not seen it. Yeah, the Mafex does it, but not to this level. You put it in the hand there and he holds it, and honestly it looks so damn cool. It looks awesome. It's one of my favourite things about this figure, maybe just how great this looks when you've got the Peter Parker head sculpt on and he's holding this beautiful looking mask in his hand. That's something that, yeah, I'm buzzing about. I think it looks great, something a bit different, and I'm totally buying into it here with SH Figuarts. So yeah, a plethora of hands giving us everything we need and more. The mask accessory, and then we get all these web effects, which, to tell the truth, I've not used yet. I posed this figure about quite a bit the last couple of days, but I'm still planning on going for more and more and more, so I'm going to do a lot of web swinging poses and things today. I'll definitely utilise the webs. We get 2 short ones, and then we get 2 medium length ones. And they're all really nicely sculpted. All this translucent plastic, you got the nice sculpted detail going on there. I like how it looks. It will just port into the peg and you're swapping the hands over, so hopefully they look the part, because they look great just loose like this, and I'm sure they'll look absolutely fine when they're ported in. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description, guys, so feel free to hop on over there, because I'll definitely be posting a lot of pictures of this figure up on my Instagram page, and you'll be able to see things like the webs in action. Just another medium one, and then we get 1 long one. It would have been cool to get 2, just having 2 of all the others, and hopefully I don't lose this thing. I definitely won't, touch wood, but yeah, 2 would have been great, but I'm happy with the 1 longer one. And the sculpting looks even better on this one, a lot of more kind of tight swirls and things. This one looks great. They all look really good, but I think this is probably my favourite, and it's got a bit of a different end to it, so this will slot into one of the hands as opposed to being ported around the wrist. So that's the webs, get a lot of them, and then we get 2 unmasked head sculpts, 2 Tobey Maguire face sculpts, and SH Figuarts did something that I've never seen before and won't be surprised if I never see again. They did something truly amazing when they announced this figure. They revealed this figure with this Tobey Maguire head sculpt here, the Spider-Man head sculpt on the body, and everyone lost their minds. Everyone was going crazy for this figure, saying they were definitely going to pre-order it. Pre-orders had opened at this point. People were pre-ordering this figure. They were loving it. Community was all happy. And then SH Figuarts said, do you know what? Even though everyone's buying our product and everyone's super happy with it, we're going to throw in another head sculpt. So after the figure was revealed, after we knew we were getting this head sculpt and that one there, they thought they would just throw in another at no extra cost. Your pre-order didn't change at all. You still had the figure pre-ordered, but you just knew you were getting an extra Tobey Maguire head sculpt. And that is what every toy company should be thinking, having the consumer at the heart. These days, we've got so many folk complaining about Marvel Legends, and to be honest, rightly so a lot of the time. They seem to be really tight on accessories, really tight on the price, and it's really killing the brand from what I can tell from within the community. And SH Figuarts have turned around and said, here you go, take an extra head sculpt. I think this head sculpt is really good. I really like the look of it. I don't think there's any doubt of who this is. It's definitely Tobey Maguire. It looks like Tobey Maguire from No Way Home. And I've seen a lot of comments on this head sculpt. A lot of folk really like it for the most part, and a couple folks say it could be better, saying it's a wee bit off, and I kind of fall in the middle. I think it's really good and I'm really happy with the head sculpt. I'm not going to be making any changes to it, anything like that. I'm absolutely buzzing to get this. I think the likeness is great. But when I bring in the Toy Biz, now this is 20 years apart pretty much, probably more than that, maybe 21 years apart. This came out in 2002 from Toy Biz. This is the wrestler Spider-Man. And I think this is a great head sculpt. And when you compare them, we can see that we have come some way in 20 years. This definitely looks like the better head sculpt, but I think if anything, when you're comparing these two, it just shows how good the Toy Biz actually is. For 20 years ago, without the face printing technology, just sculpting these figure sculpts out of the blue and getting a likeness like this for Tobey Maguire, I think is excellent. I think Toy Biz have absolutely nailed it. And when you compare these two, it really does show off how good it is, and I don't think it takes away from the SH Figuarts at all. I just think it shows that Toy Biz were on the ball, and when this is the standard that you have to compare to, I can understand why folk don't think this is like unreal. It's not quite Hot Toys level, but I do definitely think it is the best Tobey Maguire head sculpt that we've ever gotten in this scale, and probably will be for quite some time. So yeah, I'm really happy with this head sculpt. I think it shows how good the Toy Biz is. I think there's a lot of similarities there. I think if you were wanting this thing to pop, you're just really going to want to add some extra paints in there to make it look a bit more defined. I think the sculpt's there, but the paint's just not doing it much favours. From what I can tell from other people's criticisms, as I said, I'm more than happy with it. And then the added bonus extra head here, the smiling Tobey Maguire head, it's not as good as the other one. I think the likeness is a wee bit, there's less of a likeness to this one. I don't know. I really don't know. It is good again. It's not bad at all, but I prefer the other one. I do prefer this one here over this one, but I still like this a lot. I love the hair on this one, especially if you're taking photos from the back of the figure. I think it's good to use this one so you have more of the tufts of hair, just a bit of an added extra. The smile's good. Yeah, I just don't think the likeness is as good, but it's still a great head sculpt. I don't have much complaints about it. I've seen a lot of folks say that it's cursed and they're not digging it, and that's fair. You're allowed that opinion, but I think this is great, and I think it's well worth the money. So yeah, 2 Tobey Maguire Peter Parker head sculpts, and then we get the figure itself. And this thing is near perfection. I mean, this figure is truly a dream come true. I don't think you could get much better for a Raimi movie figure in this scale. It is truly breathtaking, and yeah, I'm over the moon, man. I've seen a lot of comments on the head sculpt. I totally understand the head sculpt. This isn't the Raimi Spider-Man from the first 3 films. This is from No Way Home. The mask was a wee bit different. It was a lot of CGI rather than the standard suit mask, and I totally get why it doesn't look like Spider-Man 2 and it looks like this. That being said, when you do replicate this figure into the kind of older Spider-Man poses, replicating the movie posters and things, this thing is very, very reminiscent of Spider-Man 2. I don't think the mask is that off. It definitely works for me, especially getting it into different angles and things. It does look the part, but I have seen folks say, it would be better if it was more reminiscent of the original movie suit. I'm really happy with it. The texturing going on throughout all the red and the blue, of course, but yeah, the red parts, that honeycomb texturing is just outstanding. The fact that they've been able to put that much detail into this smaller figure is just wonderful, man. It looks so good. Most of the web lines are painted pretty well here. There's definitely some that are missing, just a wee bit off. You can see just coming down the side there. The mask for the most part looks to be spot on. All those lines look pretty accurately painted in that dark silver. I guess it's more like a gunmetal, but either way, I think it's painted excellent. Some are missing, but I totally get that. I'm not expecting it to be absolutely spot on everywhere. For the most part it is, and I'm super happy with it. I was wondering if everyone's SH Figuarts figures are going to look like the Toy Biz ones in 20 years time, where you just have a predominantly red and blue figure and all the silver is washed away, but time will tell. I'm interested to see how the silver will hold up, because of course we know on a lot of the Toy Biz figures the paint has not held up very well. A lot with the Hasbro Raimi figures as well. Yeah, the paint suffers a lot over time, so I hope this holds up fairly well, because it looks wonderful. The texturing, the paint there is great. The logo looks fantastic. I love the colour they've used there. The only thing I will say, sometimes if you're getting them in poses and you catch the top of the sides of the logo, it isn't painted that silver, it's just kind of the front on, but yeah, just something I thought I'd mention. It's not really a big deal at all. Have we looked at the mask enough? I cannot stop looking at this figure, man. Like, taking it all in is just something else. The back here, you've got the great spider logo, and moving it around, you just need to kind of get the logo looking flush in whatever position you've got it in, but it looks really good. You can see more of the blue there and how the texturing goes into the blue, and it just pops so well when you catch it in the light there. We've looked at the front logo, back logo, the mask. Another thing I've seen folk talk about is kind of in the arms here. They've halved it, so some of that inner joint is red. It doesn't bother me much at all, and I do think it looks pretty good with the blue. I don't know if it would look better if it was all red rather than all blue. I have seen folk mod it, but yeah, I'm not bothered about it at all. I think it looks fine. Yeah, you've got the legs, which I guess that's the next biggest talking point, is this area here. That put a lot of people off this figure. They said it looked messy, it wasn't slick. That was, I think, the biggest talking point when this figure was revealed, and I think a lot of folk used it as an excuse not to pick it up, which is fine. I don't mind it at all, and as time's gone past, I notice it less and less. When I was looking at this figure on Instagram, seeing everyone's photos, it didn't stand out to me at all. When I took it out of the packaging, it did it sparked back up. I was like, oh yeah, the legs look a bit off, but after minutes it goes back to just looking normal. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not enough to put me off the figure, and when I've been posing this guy around, all the joints have been moving really nicely, really smooth. Nothing's been overly difficult to move about. The legs are fine, in my opinion. I've also seen folks saying that the legs are really loose on their figure, and thankfully, touch wood, this one has been fine. The legs seem pretty sturdy, so it's not a problem that I seem to have at the moment. But yeah, thought it was definitely worth mentioning how a lot of folk had problems with how this looked. I don't. I think it's absolutely fine. The Marvel Legends, I guess, is going to look a bit cleaner up here, but it's got a much less accurate blue now. I think the blue on this looks really good, and I think this is definitely the best Raimi figure you're going to be able to pick up. If you're wanting a Raimi figure for the collection, it's this guy right here. So to compare our new SH Figuarts Tobey Maguire action figure from 2023, we'll go right back to 2002 with the Toy Biz Superposable movie figure here. And as I've mentioned before, the Toy Biz Raimi movie figures are my favourite of all time. I mean, I've had them since I was literally 2 years old, and to still have them in the collection, to have picked them up along the way, and to now finally get a new updated Raimi movie figure, it's inexplainable. I honestly can't explain how happy this makes me, and it's so sick to see these two next to one another. I guess I'm just going to go for a bit of a quick fire, and we'll just rotate some of the Toy Biz movie figures here and put them next to our new SHF figure. So from what I believe is the same wave, we've got the Superposable 2002 Battle Ravaged Spider-Man, sharing largely the same sculpt as the Superposable, and yeah, this is definitely still one of my favourite figures in the collection, and I can only hope that one day we'll get an updated, new Battle Ravaged Tobey Maguire Spidey. And here is our SH Figuarts next to the web trap here on the right, and on the left is the spinning kick Spider-Man. Both of these figures are from Spider-Man 2, so they are slightly different to the 2002 Superposable figures. But a lot of fans love these here. I love both of these Toy Biz figures, and of course we've got the upgraded SH Figuarts in the middle here. And here we have our SHF next to the Toy Biz Spider-Man 2 Superposable movie figure and the Hasbro Superposable Spider-Man movie figure. And the Superposable is rated very highly by a lot of Toy Biz collectors. I've never really rated it too high. I've always thought it looked pretty clunky and not as sleek as the likes of the web trap that we just looked at. I think the SHF definitely relates more to the likes of the web trap and the 2002 superposable figures, just with the sculpt here. Doesn't look as clunky, and yeah, putting these three next to one another really shows a difference over the years. And here is our SHF Tobey next to my previous favourite figure of all time. It's the Scooter Pizza Spider-Man 2 movie figure. And yeah, once again, I'm a bit speechless, these two next to one another. It's just the perfect upgrade, although I do think it's quite funny that a lot of folk talk about ball jointed hips going back to the old Toy Biz figures. It immediately dates a figure, it stands out. And it's funny because a lot of folks' annoyance with the SHF is the hip area. So the hip area over 20 years hasn't really improved much, but overall, I mean, in some folks' opinion, I guess, I think this is fine. But yeah, overall, it just looks like the perfect upgrade. And the reason this comparison is so important is because for a long time, the most recent figure that we have from the Raimi series with a Tobey Maguire head sculpt is this Spider-Man 2 Scooter Pizza Spider-Man figure. So to swap the head sculpts over, we get our Tobey Maguire Peter Parker movie comparison, and yeah, this is really cool. 20 years old, we've got this Tobey Maguire likeness here, and I don't even think this is the best likeness from Toy Biz. I think maybe I used to think that, but I definitely think the first movie likeness to Tobey Maguire is a lot better. This is still my favourite, but yeah, I do think the likeness is better on the likes of the wrestler and the Peter Parker Toy Biz figure. And then bringing in the SHF, yeah, that's so sick, man. And then once again, we've got the wrestler Spidey next to our SHF, just for another look at these Tobey Maguire head sculpts. So yeah, 20 years is a long time, and I definitely think it shows here. But it also shows how damn good Toy Biz was back all those years ago. Here is our new Tobey Maguire next to the 2002 Toy Biz Green Goblin superposable movie figure. Still love this guy, cannot wait to take pictures of these two, and of course I have pre-ordered the upcoming SH Figuarts Green Goblin figure. And transitioning into Marvel Legends, we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 original movie figure, seeing as I don't have the 3-pack yet, unfortunately. And although this thing looks just on another level, I don't think the height difference is too bad at all here. And seeing as Tobey's a No Way Home figure, here is our Marvel Legends Doctor Strange from the No Way Home wave. Was it a wave? Where are the villains? Where's the other No Way Home figures? How have Marvel Legends screwed up the No Way Home figures so badly? Yeah, I'll leave it there. But I think these guys look pretty good next to one another. I don't think they actually look too bad being from the different figure lines. I think they fit in fairly well. And last up, and I know there's been so many comparisons here, probably the longest of all time, but I can't help it. Last up, we have the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy 15 action figure. And yeah, both, you can tell from the scale between these two, this is kind of your standard Spidey Marvel Legends at the moment. And he's only that slight bit bigger than the SHF here, so you do kind of get an idea of the scale of this guy when posed next to him. And yeah, both of these are great Spider-Man figures, and I might have to say I think this is my favourite Spidey of all time. And so there we have it for our new SH Figuarts Tobey Maguire Friendly Neighbourhood Spider-Man No Way Home movie action figure. And I think this is probably my favourite figure in the collection. As I said before, this thing really is a dream come true. 2 Tobey Maguire head sculpts, a great Raimi mass Spider-Man head sculpt, all the hands we need and more, the mask accessory, all the web accessories. You get everything you need with this figure. It is superb. I mean, I really don't have much bad to say about it at all. As I mentioned, it's a bit fidgety swapping the hands over. Aesthetically, I think the hip area could be a wee bit sleeker, a wee bit nicer looking, but honestly, this thing is just great. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's a wee bit more pricey. It's an import figure. This is around the £70 price mark at retail. Totally worth it. Absolutely totally worth it. I love this thing. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. While you're down there, guys, if you could do me a massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, where I'll be posting an insane amount of photos of this figure, so it'd mean a lot if you hopped on over there and checked that out. It means a lot that you've checked this video right here. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other videos. As I've mentioned, there are a lot of Raimi movie figures up on the channel, so it would be awesome if you checked those out. It's amazing that you've watched this video right here, so thank you guys so much, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip flop later. Cheers.